Welcome to STL Live. I'm Sarah Thompson. On today's show, we welcome the 24th annual Big Muddy Blues Festival, which is returning to Laclede's Landing. Later, you'll learn about a theatrical group that works to educate the public about mental illness. It's called Slaying Dragons. But first, I'm joined by Dr. Ricky Henry, the program manager for the Center for Emerging Technologies, here to talk about a special program for new entrepreneurs in tech, sponsored by the company. And so you're here. This is a busy week. I appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
Busy time. You have a program called Square One, and there's a specific boot camp that you're trying to recruit people to apply to. Tell me a bit more about this.
Yes, so CET, the Center for Emerging Technologies, we host a flagship program called Square One. And Square One is just what it says. It's meeting an entrepreneur at the bottom, at the basics, at square one.
Okay.
So that particular program is a hands-on program. It's a flagship program, and we have two segments. One of the segments is called Boot Camp, and that's the segment that we're talking about today. And what Boot Camp is for early stage entrepreneurs to be developed and provide support for them in the fields of IT, consumer manufactured products, and bioscience. So what is consumer manufactured products? Yeah, that's beauty, fashion, and food.
Okay.
So those are entrepreneurs that are making some type of packaged good that you can eat, some type of beauty product, or even a whoosy what's it is what we call it in entrepreneurial world. And that's possibly a thing that you could actually physically touch. So food, fashion, beauty, a clothing article. So we really engage with the entrepreneurs. We try to support them. We try to provide them lots of resources so that they can be successful in their venture, and actively engage them into what an entrepreneur really needs to do to be successful.
I mean, I think the great thing about St. Louis sometimes when you go to these networking events is there's a lot of people here with really great ideas, really great business ideas. It's just hard to really get it off the ground. So when you say early stage, do people have to have it more formalized, like they have their own LLC, their own S Corp? I mean, this can just be the early stage of even an idea?
Absolutely not. None of that. They can start really just what I said from square one. You can be as early as idea stage or as late as revenue. We meet you in the middle. So why do we mix them all together? Well, we do because you gain a lot of knowledge based off of peer learning. A lot of collaborative learning is taking place in our boot camp. It is great to have people socially learn, and that's one great thing that we really focus on in the boot camp is learning from others, and that's why we had all of the segments together. So you can be as early as, I thought of a good way to have a hair bow on my hair, to I have a product that's going into the market that's going to be on the shelf next week in Whole Foods. So we meet them right where they are.
And then let's talk about the boot camp itself. So it's 10 weeks,
is
that correct?
10 weeks.
And how frequently does this group or the cohort meet?
So it's 10 straight weeks. Those 10 weeks are comprised of 2 nights a week. So it's a Monday night and a Tuesday night from 5:30 to 8:30 on Monday night. And those Monday nights are pure content. So in those Monday nights, we have subject matter experts, we have field leaders, we have lawyers, doctors, anybody in the field that matches with our entrepreneurs to bring content. And those contents go across the board. So it goes from consumer products to IT. And then on Tuesday nights, you have a face-to-face interaction with your entrepreneur leader. So you have face-to-face guided kind of mentoring and networking with your subject matter expert. And those Tuesday nights go from 5:30 until 7:30.
Okay, so when people are listening to this, because we really want to, the application, I know the deadline's coming up soon, but you're saying that people should still reach out to you.
Sure.
And should still apply. So for anyone hearing this, I want them to for it to click where they say, I have this idea, I want to start my own business, or I've already started this, but I can't. They should apply. And so what's the criteria for applying?
To have a great idea.
Just an idea?
To have a wonderful idea. If you have a great idea, you are eligible for our program. But just remember, in being eligible for our program, it has to be an IT company, a consumer product company, or a bio company. So if you don't know kind of what that is, apply anyway. We don't do service products, and we don't really do consulting businesses and transportation. But if you think that it's an app that's going to make something happen easier and it's in the transportation field, apply anyway. I'll vet the application, and I just don't do it myself. I have a team. I have a whole team of folks that are coming on with me, and we actually vet the applications and we go through them. So apply anyway.
Got it.
Yeah.
And this is your 5th year for the program,
Yeah.
is correct? So tell me about some of the sort of, I wouldn't say specific case studies, but people who have gone through the program and sort of the feedback that you've gotten
Sure.
of that sort of before or after, like what they ultimately gained and how it helped them with their business.
Yeah, I actually just interviewed a couple of folks that went through the program. So we have another program that's aside from Square One, it's an invitation-only program. And so with that, I usually like to interview them individually. So I interviewed a young lady today. She has a great product, and she was just telling me how it enriched so much of her entrepreneurial knowledge. She didn't actually start out with what she originally wanted to, but she came out with the knowledge that she needed to go on with something else. So that's our goal, is to help entrepreneurs in entrepreneurial development, not venture development, because we don't want anything from the entrepreneur. We're not trying to get any equity. We're not trying to get a piece of the company. We're just trying to support them. That's what we do by our focus point from the state of Missouri. So the state of Missouri, that's what they actually want us to do to support the entrepreneur. So we have folks that are on the market right now at Whole Foods. We have folks that have a non-alcoholic beer that's right now in Straub. So we have folks all over just trying to make sure that they just make the region, the St. Louis area, a better place by providing more resources, more jobs, and more make the St. Louis economy just thrive.
Right, and I think what's great about this too is I think there is more and more you're starting to see. There's this idea, I think, where people go the traditional routes of they have an idea and then they next skip to, I have to go get my MBA.
Right.
And then that's just so daunting, especially if you don't want to incur any student debt. And so I love this idea that you're saying, like, just very specific, let's show you the pathway to go from an idea to market.
Right.
And you can do this in 10 weeks and gain a lot to the case studies that you've talked about or people who've gone through.
Right, and basically what we do is for our entrepreneur support organization, we're really not trying to give them a whole lot at one time. We're trying to provide them a little nuggets of information, because to get an MBA, you're finding out theory. Entrepreneurship is so not theory. It is so not theory. It is so not theory. It is 100% practice. You have to get in there and do it. You have to do the work. And I want people to always know you can have a degree, you can have an MBA and be a horrible entrepreneur, but if you get the tools and the resources through a program like Square One, and there are others, but a program that can show you that you've shown some due diligence, entrepreneurship is a lot easier. So it won't be so daunting.
Yes.
And a 10-week program will just whet your appetite, because you have to think about entrepreneurship and what that is, entrepreneurship and what a business is before it's a business.
Absolutely.
And 5 years is the smallest amount of time that a business actually can thrive. So that means that you can't learn it in 10 weeks. But what it does is it has you to be a part of a network. And that network can bring you connections and engagements that you can never, ever, ever get in a classroom.
I think I mean, you've described it so perfectly. And I think for anyone who's listening to this at home and you know someone who has an idea and wants to start, go ahead and apply. It's Square One. This is their boot camp. The applications are still open through this week, August 15th. Is that correct? But maybe a little bit.
Maybe a little bit more.
Maybe a little bit more. Head to CETSTL.com for more information, for the information to apply. Just go to the website and there's everything right there. And you can click and apply, I guess, online as well?
You can click and apply right there online, and my contact information is there. It's right there. They can always contact me via email or give me a call.
Okay. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
All right. Well, there is more STL Live right after this. Please stay with us.